back again for another video. And if you've found this video and you've come across it, that is probably a really good sign. In fact, take it as a sign that you were meant to find this video. And the reason I say that is because I'm a big believer in the law of attraction and also just divine timing and divine intervention. So I have found personally over the last couple of years, ever since I've really leaned into my faith and taken full belief into the power of the divine and the power of God and what is possible when you up your faith and you increase your faith and you put that faith into God and the art of the possible, then magic and miracles start to happen and synchronicity starts to happen in your life. And I think it's something that some people are often sort of afraid to talk about. I know in the past that I've maybe been a bit reserved in talking openly about how much my faith means to me. And I think that is something that's important to a lot of people. It's having the courage and being courageous to be out there and to say, yeah, do you know what? I believe in this. I believe in a greater power. I call that greater power God. And I believe that by leaning into that and having faith in what is possible and in divine intervention, divine timing, then all good things come about. And it's about taking that time and that effort. And there are many parts of scripture and of the Bible that talk about act of service and service to others, which I think ties in very nicely with coming down to sort of a legacy element and what's your purpose and what's your drive and your motivation. Because if we all set out into the world to do something to help improve the world, we're going to make it a better place. So make no mistake, the fact that you've come across this video, and who am I? I'm an unknown random nobody on the internet as far as you're concerned, but somehow you've come across this video. Maybe the words that I'm speaking are resonating to you and you're thinking you've been looking for a sign or you've been looking for some sort of indication. I do the same. I put the intention out there into the universe. I ask, through prayers and just to bring myself back to a sense of grounding and oneness. Now, to some people out there, this message won't resonate at all. They won't know what I'm talking about. In fact, they probably think I'm talking crazy talk. Like, who is this guy? That's absolutely fine, because I'm not all things to all people. And we're all created and designed in a unique way to embrace our unique talents and possibilities and find that inspiration within us. The very word inspiration comes from the Latin to be inspired, to be in spirit. And it's that when you are in spirit and you feel that divine connection to something greater, that you start to see these synchronicities and miracles happen in your life. So for those of you out there that are watching this, that this does resonate with you, then this is the video that you've been looking for, that is to say, all good things will come when you have faith. You have faith, and there's a difference between faith and hope. And, I remember I did a picture once from a race that was, hope walks through the fire, faith leaps over the fire. And I actually think that quote may have come from Jim Carrey. But the point being is sometimes you have to take a leap of faith in life. Whether that is a leap of faith in making a significant change in your lifestyle, starting a routine, starting a habit, whatever the case may be, sometimes all we need is a little bit of faith to help us go a long way. And it's that inner faith sometimes, that in yourself and your own abilities, that makes the difference. Now for me, it doesn't matter what creed, colour, race, religion anyone is. It doesn't make a difference. To me, I see the worlds that we're all God's children. We're all put on this planet with a unique purpose that we should find and we should embrace. And the very ability of being able to spend time on this planet and be grateful for what we have and what we can achieve will more often than not, in my experience, align you with a higher purpose and a greater good. And that alignment will bring in a new type of energy into your life. I purposely make my days one of gratitude and reflection of the many things that I can be grateful for, down to simplest things of that I have clothes on my back, that I have a roof over my head. They don't have to be things of grandeur and great trinkets and things of gold and all that nature. It's just the simple things in life: running water, a hot shower, electricity, the basics really. And I think it's with that if we all stop and reflect on what we can be grateful for, then we can see that there is so much beauty and joy to be had to life. You might be thinking, well, this is great. What does this have to do with all of the other stuff to do with holistic lifestyle coaching and how to become a better person, and how do I get physically stronger or mentally stronger or build that grit and resilience? Well, I can tell you from personal experience that whenever times have got tough and I've been in a tight spot and I've been struggling, then I've leaned into my faith and I've said my prayers and I've asked God for help and assistance. Now, some may agree with that methodology, some may not agree with that, but I have found a calling within my gut, intuition, call it soul guidance, call it whatever you might want to call it. I have found that through those times of difficulty and struggle, there's been something quite comforting in turning to the Bible and reading parts of scripture, or saying prayer, being out in nature and reconnecting to the divine and actually what is meaningful, and to find, why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I trying to achieve? What's my legacy? When I resort back to that, and I call it going back to source, and when I go back to that source energy and I reconnect back to God, I find that it gives me so much drive. It's like I've just plugged straight back into the main power source, and I get so much drive and creativity and inspiration comes to me, and it lifts me up, it lifts my spirits up, and I start to feel a great drive and purpose and energy. I become reinvigorated by that. And so that's why I say, if you're watching this video and you've been struggling and you've been looking for a sign and you've been trying to figure out what's the way forward, then there is this whole analogy and expression that's been used time and time again of sometimes the only way out is in. So by turning inwards through meditation, through prayer, if you have a faith, turning to that faith and doubling down on it, and then asking the questions through prayer as to how do you get to the next level, and then that will come to you, and that will come to you through thought and through that divine sort of intervention, so to speak. So hopefully that gives a little bit more of an insight, and it gives you a sense of comfort, we'll call it, that if you lean into your faith and you have belief, if you can believe it, you can achieve it. It might sound like a bit of a corny expression, but I genuinely believe whatever you can believe in your mind and you can truly conceive it, believe it, you will achieve it. And that is almost a meditation that I will say is a bit of a mantra that I'll repeat and get into the flow of really believing in that. So for those of you that have come across this video, thank you very much for watching and staying tuned, and remember that greatness is within you and that you can do anything that you put your mind to. It just takes focus and determination and having a belief in yourself, and also having faith. And if you can remember those things and remember that you were born for greatness, that you can achieve so much. You were put on this earth for a reason and you have a purpose. If you can remember that, you will achieve greatness and you will get there. And as long as you keep your faith and you keep yourself centered on what your reason why is, then you will do incredible things and you will create a legacy that will help make the world a better place.